In this video, we're going to be breaking down how Shelby Sapp is actually making more money than her boyfriend, Alex Eubank, coming from somebody who's actually worked with these individuals themselves. So let's just jump right in. Before we actually go over exactly how she's doing this, I just want to preface by saying she obviously has gotten super popular. She has different platforms, different funnels, whatnot. So what I specifically want to focus on in this video for you guys is to really walk through her content strategy on Instagram, on how she actually gets clients for her high ticket info business, and then towards the end actually teach you guys how we can use what Shelby Sapp is doing right here, how we can use it to start your own high ticket info business so you can finally start making some proper online money. This is pretty much what I've been doing for a bunch of different people and what I'm now doing for myself as well. So with that being said, like I said, let's jump right in. Here we obviously have Shelby Sapp, we have Alex Eubank as well. I kind of know a little bit of their back end since I've kind of been behind the scenes for some of these individuals. Now, I am obviously not going to leak any numbers or anything, but we're going to dive deep into, like I said, her content strategy to begin with. So here we obviously have Shelby Sapp. If you guys, for whatever reason, don't know who she is, she's close to getting 1 million followers right now. So she's pretty popular, but essentially what she's doing is she's just kind of promoting high ticket closing for females. So as you guys can see, she's like #1 female sales trainer, largest sales academy for women. So you guys can pretty much understand what she's trying to do and kind of what her whole info business is as well. It's more about remote sales. Now, before we jump into her content strategy and everything, we need to understand and know what's super important for us so you guys can actually understand this content strategy is to also understand her brand, niche, theme, whatever you guys want to call it, okay? And as you guys can see, just by taking a guess, probably spit on the bouncer and force yourself into that club, right? So she's kind of portraying this super boss girl, independent girl, bossy, sales, whatever, right? That's kind of the main part of her brand. So you guys need to understand this because a lot of her content is tailored towards these types of individuals, okay? So this means that you want women that are bossy, independent, and into sales, hopefully, right? Sales is obviously what she's promoting and what is kind of her whole brand. So that's basically going to be her ideal client profile, right? It's these two, and then she's promoting sales to these women, right? So to understand this, it's kind of ideal to look at this from a broader point of view. Even though you might not be an ICP for her, we can still understand this from the broader point of view and actually understand her content, right? That's kind of key. So have this in the back of your mind when we're looking through her content strategy right now, is we want to understand why she's making the type of content she is, but I'll obviously dive deep and explain exactly why she's doing what she's doing in her content and why it makes sense. So here you guys can actually see the main 3 pillars of content. I'm going to go dive deep into every single one, give you guys examples, and also explain to you exactly why it actually works, okay? So #1, you have lifestyle / a viral type of content. We have value, education, and learning type of content, and then we also have trustworthy and authentic type of content as well. It's super crucial that you guys understand all 3, and also it's super crucial that you have all 3 if you want to run your own high ticket info business, right? Because people aren't just going to buy info from anybody. So it's very important that you have these 3 types of content pillars inside of your content. Otherwise, you are probably losing out on leads and clients that you could have actually had, as well as just traffic and eyeballs in general. But to explain this in more detail, let's actually jump in and explain to you guys why this is important. So let's start off with the lifestyle / viral type of content. You can see right here, buying a pink Porsche because life isn't real, neither is money, right? So this is basically just like videos that are gonna go viral. It has nothing to do with sales, nothing to do with anything, but it is tailored towards the ICP, right? So bossy, independent type of girls, pink Porsche, lifestyle, it's gonna go viral. a woman, like a female with pink Porsche, a lot of money. Like it's stuff that just goes viral, right? We can dive deeper down into why this type of content goes viral and whatnot. But essentially, why she's posting lifestyle and viral type of content, first of all, is because this is the pillar that's going to give her or give her account and just like page in general a lot of views, traction, and things that people are attached to, right? So when it comes to lifestyle and viral, when it goes viral, this is what people want. This is what people get attached to. This is what people want to see. They're going to be like, oh, who's Shelby Sapp? What's this girl all about? She has a pink Porsche. They're going to get intrigued, spark some sort of curiosity. Instantly, people are going to jump into the page and look at what else she has going on, because that's the type of viral type of content, right? So this is super key to get traffic, get those new eyeballs coming in, and just having a name out there go a little bit viral and show off that lifestyle that people want, right? So once they kind of see this, they're going to go into her page and they're going to see her value in education, learn type of content. This is basically where she's just pumping a lot of value in her content, teaching people about what she's teaching about, which in this case would be sales. She's teaching people, giving value, and just having people understand how things work, so people actually feel educated when they watch her stuff. Okay, so when they're watching her stuff and they feel educated, they're going to be like, oh, she has this lifestyle because she actually knows these things she's talking about. She's not just talking about some BS, but she actually knows what she's talking about because she has this lifestyle. She has this pink Porsche. So what she's saying right here must be true, right? Or she must know something that I don't really know, right? That's kind of what's going in the mind of these people that are actually watching this. And you can catch yourself as well sometimes if you're watching content and just watching value-based content, watching viral type of content. Think to yourself, why am I watching this? Like, what is actually going on here that has my mind thinking this type of way? Because usually you can catch yourself like after 3 to 5 seconds, but the first 3 to 5 seconds will just like automatically, you will just feel some type of way, think some type of way subconsciously, right? So to not go off track, you want to have value and education type of content, because you obviously need to add some sort of value to the people that are watching. If you're just posting a bunch of lifestyle stuff and you're just flexing what you got, people are going to be like, cool, but you're not really giving too much value. You're just kind of giving 7 seconds of entertainment, right? When you're giving out value, people are actually going to respect you more because you obviously know what's actually going on. Now, the reason why you need a trust and authentic type of content as well is because this is actually probably the key of the whole thing, because you have the viral type of content bringing in new eyeballs. They see you, you're giving out value, but they don't know if the value you're giving out is actually trustworthy, right? Because you can have the cool lifestyle, but you can still be saying a lot of BS in your value-based content. They don't really know if it's necessarily true, right? So to really build that trust with your audience, you post authentic and trustworthy content. And this is basically just content where you're super vulnerable. You're just kind of explaining how your life is. Nothing really flashy going on, just like actually being vulnerable and authentic as you should be, because people are going to be like, oh, she knows a lot of stuff. She has this lifestyle, but she's actually just like me, right? Like she's so authentic. She's not trying to be somebody she's not. She's actually this bossy, independent type of girl. Or she's just like me. She goes to school. She does this. She likes running. Whatever it might be, right? Just having vulnerable and authentic content out there is going to give you like so much trust. And when you have a lot of trust, a lot of value, and a lot of viral type of content, which equals eyeballs, that equals a lot of sales, because people trust you, they trust in your value, and they want your lifestyle. It's basically like the formula right here to have all three is the key. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit more in depth on this trustworthy content, because this is really like the meta moving forward on Instagram, which you guys need to implement as soon as possible, since it's really what is like gonna make you a lot of money moving forward. So you have an example right here on why this is the meta. You can literally see she's posting this type of content like 6 times in a row. Not only is it building a lot of trust and authenticity, but it's also getting you a lot of views as well. So when you're doing this, you're going to build up huge trust, and just having a big audience in general that actually believes in you and wants to watch you is super key. So the reason why this is the meta is because it's totally different from what people are usually doing. Usually you would see a lot of this edited type of content right here. But this type of content is actually just going to give you guys a lot of people coming in a super natural and authentic type of way. Essentially, the way I like to put it is like it should basically just like feel like a FaceTime call with one of your friends, right? That's kind of the funny way to put it. Now, it's basically just authentic talking head type of videos. You can see she's literally just sitting in her car talking about whatever she's vulnerable about, whatever happened in her life, whatever went good, whatever went bad, stuff like that. You can literally see this with a lot of different people as well. TJR has also mastered this. He's doing a lot of these videos. He's even doing like funny meme videos and shit like that as well. And Brez Scales obviously just like doing a lot of the same stuff as TJR. You can see Shelby's doing it as well. So this is just a great example of why this is the meta and why you kind of guys should be implementing this moving forward. So essentially in her content, she has to move along. She has a few CTAs here and there, right? So you don't want to be spamming CTAs in all of your content because they kind of work together, right? So let's say she's super vulnerable and authentic. So you build a lot of trust. In the end of that video, you can have a CTA. And then people are going to comment something, whatever, they're going to jump in the DMs. If it's either in the content or in different types of stories, doesn't matter. CTA is eventually just going to bring you to the same link she has in her profile. So if you don't have CTAs, people are going to click the link in the profile anyway, which is going to take you to her ClickFunnels page. And this is basically marketed as a free sales training, but overall it's actually just a webinar that she's posting. So it's basically just like a masterclass, a webinar she's going to be doing live. She has a webinar for people that have ads or the ads she's running and all that different types of stuff. Like I said, she has a bunch of different funnels, but we're focusing on the Instagram one right now. So essentially she's marketing it, like I said, as a free sales training, but it's just a webinar. And a webinar is, yeah, sure, a free sales training, but she's not going to dive deep into everything. She's going to give you guys a couple sweet pieces here and there, but main thing is from the webinar you can actually book a call to learn more about high-ticket remote sales and how you can actually get into it, right? So essentially when people join the webinar, they're going to watch the whole webinar. They're going to be like, holy shit, I want to do this. She's going to say book a call if you want to get into the program and learn how to do high-ticket sales. So they're going to watch the webinar and they're going to book a call, and then from the call get closed into her high ticket program that she's running, which is basically the whole high ticket info business as a whole. So now that we kind of know how this is working, what I want to walk you guys through exactly is how you can actually start this for yourself. Okay, so let's dive deep into it, because this is really where you guys kind of need to understand what we're doing. So since you're going to be doing it for yourself, obviously. So creating your own high ticket info business, we're basically going to do a lot of the same things that Shelby Sapp is doing, so we can actually start our own business. Now, obviously, she's actually making 6 figures a month, very close to 7. So you don't have to scale up to 6 figures if you don't want to. Obviously, making 100, 200K a month is great, but if you're just starting out, dude, you only need to close like 2 to 3 clients to be making over 10K a month. And if you guys haven't even made 10K a month, then that's your first step, right? So don't focus on the big numbers. Let's just focus on how to actually create a high ticket info business for yourself, because this is the business to have in 2025, 2026, and the years moving forward. It's literally the way to go from here. So what we want to be doing is we want to be posting the same type of content as she's doing, right? So I walked you guys through the lifestyle, value, authenticity type of content, we want to be posting the same type of content. Now, don't freak out if you don't have a pink Porsche, if you don't have a cool lifestyle, whatever. Post about the lifestyle that you have. Trust me, people aren't always attracted to the things they don't have. They're also attracted to people that they can relate to, right? That's huge. So if you have a cool lifestyle that is actually in the same circumstances of other people, which means if you don't have a lot of money, but you still have a cool lifestyle, you're doing cool stuff, you're doing cool things, you're doing challenging things, things that people wouldn't usually do, that is a lifestyle that you can portray without a lot of money, right? It's a lifestyle that can go viral. It's stuff you can post. So if you don't have a crazy ass lifestyle, post viral type of stuff, right? You just want to make sure you post the same type of content, which is viral, valuable, and also trustworthy, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using Instagram to be posting that stuff. And then we also want to be posting more longer form videos, 1, 2, or 3 videos a week on YouTube. Funnily enough, Shelby Sapp has actually just recently started to do this, like 3 weeks ago. She's starting to actually post content on YouTube, and this is longer form content, okay? No short form content on YouTube. You want to be posting long form content. And the reason why is because I'm going to explain this a little bit later, but you want to have people watch your stuff for a longer period of time. You've probably heard the saying of people like they need to see you at least 3 to 7 times before they actually buy something from you. And then they also need a certain amount of watch time, or a certain amount of, I guess, time they've spent watching you before they actually buy something from you, right? Especially in high ticket info. Again, people aren't just going to buy info from anybody. They want to relate to you and they want to trust you before they even buy something from you, especially when it's worth 2 to 3, 5K, right? So the reason why we're posting longer form videos on YouTube is because if people haven't seen you enough, you can send them over to your YouTube where people are going to watch a 30-minute video of you, and that's like 30 minutes of watch time. Excuse me, if they watch the whole video. That way, they've watched way more of you than just like 3 reels, which are probably like 30 to a minute long, right? 30 seconds to a minute long. So let's get back to it. You want to be posting the same type of content and the YouTube videos. From there, people are going to be DMing you. You're going to nurture them in the DMs, qualify them, make sure they're actually a good fit for what you do. If they are, you book them on a call through the DMs and you close them, right? If for whatever reason they haven't been nurtured enough, they aren't qualified, whatever, so essentially just means you can't book a call with them from the DMs. What's going to happen is you're going to send them to your YouTube. So because they basically just like need to watch more of you, they haven't seen enough of you, send them to the YouTube. Again, have your longer form videos there. Then from the YouTube, you're going to have a link in the description to, you guessed it, book a call, right? So book a call through YouTube instead of the DMs. So they're going to basically send them to the YouTube over here. They're going to watch 3 videos, which is over an hour amount of content. Then they're going to book a call through YouTube, jump on the call, and get closed into your program, right? So it's basically the same exact thing, but we're just adding YouTube to it to nurture them even more. We're going to get the eyeballs through IG, send them to YouTube. From YouTube, they're going to really see who you are, what you're about. They're also going to see that you actually know your stuff and that you're a real human being that actually knows something and can bring a lot of value, that is also trustworthy and has viral content on his IG, booking a call from there and getting closed. It's pretty much as easy as that. Remember, you don't have to close a lot of people. You can close 3 to 5 people and you're already making 20K a month. I have this one guy I know that's closing like 2 people a month, and because his program is like 9K, 9,600. So you just like close 2 people a month. That's basically 20K right there. And you can do the same, right? So it just kind of depends on your price ticket and stuff like that. Obviously, if you guys want to learn more about this, you can reach out to me. I'm always willing to help out as much as I can. And yeah, the cool thing about this is if you guys still don't believe me, don't understand how this is working, I'm literally going to be a prime example of this. Since I've done this for so many people, like I said, I got tired of making other people money. So I'm just going to start doing this myself. And I'm literally going to be following Shelby Sapp's exact content strategy that I'll walk through in this video. And you guys are going to see firsthand that it's actually going to be working as well. So watch out for that. And that's pretty much how we're going to run our own high ticket info business, which I've launched for other people. I've ran for myself in different niches, and now we're doing this because this is really what my passion is. So that's kind of the whole content strategy. That's also how you can start your own high ticket info business from scratch. Simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. Close a couple people and you should be good to go. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.